Yeah, you had yet another crazy taxi experience, didn't you, Connor?
I did. I'll send. I wish I could send you the picture of like the route I took, but I'll do like a fake like drawing of it for this, because if I show you actually the route, you'll know where.
You know where our studio is. Kind of just doxing where we're there.
You'll know where my studio is and where I go to school. So I'm not going to do those. But essentially, this guy took what should have been a 10-minute journey and did it 45 minutes. So what's up with that? But I mean, this is the thing, right? So what happened is that this wasn't like a miscommunication fault or anything, because I didn't tell him where to go. The app tells him where to go, because I was using a ride sharing app, right? So literally when he picks me up, he has to say, oh, okay, this is where I pick him up. This is where I'm going. Yeah. And then when he says he's picked me up, it'll tell him on the thing where to go. Right. And I got in the car and I saw where it was telling him to turn and do all that. And it was where I told him to go.
Right.
And for some reason, this guy just, ignored the turn. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, he probably knows a better route, right? Maybe he knows, because he was like 80 or 90, very, very, very old. Yeah, I was like, he knows this. He knows the streets better than the maps, I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure. And so then he misses the next turning. And I'm like, all right, okay, all right. Misses the next turning. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little weird.
Must be some local route.
So I'm like, and then he misses another turning. And this is getting to the point where I'm like, all right, this man is just straight up going the wrong way. So I ask him in like terrible Japanese, I'm like, where are you going? And he said somewhere in like Roppongi, which is like totally not where I was going.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Like literally the opposite.
Like the opposite way of where I was going. And I'm like, no, don't go that way. Yeah. Go the other way.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what? Where do you want to go? And I told him.
I can't hear you, what?
I told him where I wanted to go. And he was like, what? And I showed the app and he's like, oh, let me put my glasses on. I'm like, you're driving without your glasses on? You can't read this and you're driving? I'm like, they do this every time. It annoys me to death about taxi drivers here.
Yeah.
Every time I show them on my phone where to go, they have to put glasses on. And I'm like, if you can't read, right?
Why are you driving?
Why are you driving without these glasses on? Like, what is this, blurs? What is this, like you're playing Osu? Like trying to like what are you doing?
And no wonder you can't see the fucking like navigation system.
So he completely goes the wrong way, and I eventually get to like figure out to explain to him where I want to go. And it was just because there was some weird thing with the address that I put in where it wasn't quite what I said it was. Right. But even though the address in the thing was still correct, but I had to then reconfirm to him that I was going to the place where it told him to go. Yeah. Which is like, why do you even ask me? Don't talk to me. Just take me where I want to go.
Are you sure you want to go to the place you specify?
This is what I don't get it. I told you where I want to go. Yeah. Maybe you can confirm. And I said yes. And then I was like, what? I'm losing my mind, right? So then, the thing is racking up to be pretty expensive, because this is like a 45-minute journey. It's pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah, especially in Tokyo as well.
Yeah. Because, the journey I was going to take was just 10 minutes and it was supposed to be like $15. No, but not a big deal.
Yeah.
It turned into like a $45, $50 ride. And I'm like, hold the fuck.
Yeah.
And also, after I eventually told him where to go, I was pretty stressed out. And I was like, all right. So, and I was trying to watch YouTube videos, and I was looking at my phone, and then suddenly the guy just emergency stops. Like, so my fucking bag goes like flying, my water bottle goes flying. Yeah. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
This is like the best bit.
I'm like, I was like, listen, I don't know if you're going for like the worst taxi speed run any percent here. I don't know what you're trying to do. You are literally fucking everything up here.
It's like that. I was like a GTA like player.
Yeah, he nearly crashed the taxi, and it was unfortunate because I couldn't see if it was his fault or not.
Right.
It looked like it wasn't his fault. So I didn't blame him that, but it was also just kind of annoying.
Man just out here playing crazy taxi.
Yeah, he was literally playing crazy taxi, bro. Like, and then immediately, after this as well, I think because then he was panicked because he was like, he'd taken me wildly off route. He'd nearly crashed the car.
He wildly fucked up.
He pretty much fucked up everything a taxi driver could fuck up.
Right. Yeah.
So he started speeding to get me to where I needed to go. And I did not feel comfortable with this man speeding after he just nearly crashed a fucking taxi. So I was like, I asked him, and I was like, can you go a little, in Japanese, like, could you go a little slower? And then he panically turned his full head around. And I'm like, no.
I'm like, hold on, I gotta put my glass on to check the speedometer.
normally, I normally am fully accepting of that kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, got you. He was like, Wait, what did you say? I'm like, no. Like, he's going like 80 on a 50 road. I'm like, stop. No. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And then I was like, this is the worst fucking taxi ride of my goddamn life.
Yeah.
And so every taxi driver in Japan has like their full company information and name and everything on the thing.
Yeah.
So I took a picture of it. And my phone has in Japan, every phone has to make a noise when you take a picture. It shutters. So my phone did that. So I think he heard it. I don't know. So anyway, he finally got me to where I was, one piece. I had to like check myself when I got out the car. I'm like, I'm alive, right? And as I was getting out, he like slowly pulls his wallet out. And I'm like, you trying to bribe me to not complain?
Is that even legal?
I don't know if this is legal.
Probably not legal.
Not. I think so. He was he didn't tell me don't say anything. He was
right.
I think what he was trying to pay the difference of what he went over, because it worked out to be around what he went over.
Right.
So like the fee should have been like $15. It was like 40. So he gave me like $30, and I was like, fine. You know what? I don't want to complain to your company. I don't want to have to do that because I wanted to get my money back from the company. Because I was like, this is fucking terrible. I don't know if that's me being a Karen. Like, I just think that I don't want to get ripped off. And
No,
I was like,
I mean,
I don't think it's a Karen to be like, I almost died. Can I have money back?
I'll never ever complain about someone who is doing like a job where you don't make much money, because I'm just like, I don't feel like,
no, I get it.
I don't think you get paid enough to warrant you losing some money. Like, if I have problems at like fast food places, I'll just be like, you know what, it wasn't great, I'll keep it to myself. I'll deal with it. I might leave not a great review, but like that's not, I won't be like super harsh.
You're not going to be like, where's the manager?
That's the British way to do things, right?
I just like, again, I don't want to make someone's life more difficult than it needs. Life is fucking hard enough as it is, but right, there's a certain point where I'm like, you have done such an awful job where I think it's okay for me to want my money back.
Well, yeah, of course.
And
I feel like taxi is understandable because your life is in their hands as well.
Yeah. And literally everything was terrible. So I was just going to complain to not to his company first. I was going to complain to the app to see if because the app can normally because he'll still get paid, I believe, and then they'll just refund me.
Yeah.
Which is what I wanted. Because fuck the multi-conglomerate company.
But instead, he just like took out the
instead
middleman. Was
he paid me $30, and I was like, sure. So I gave him 5 stars.
He's like, I don't speak any English, but you speak this language, right? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I was like, you know what? I was like, the man's hustling. All right, fine.
Literally bribed a 5-star Uber review from you.
I was like, you know what? The man knew that he fucked up big time, and he wanted to try and fix it. I respect it. I'm down. I don't want to go through this. You don't want to go through this. Let's just walk away.
You
from
don't
this
speak Japanese, but you speak the ones and zeros.
All I wanted was the difference back. I'm happy to pay the taxi fee. I just don't want to be charged like $30-$40 extra when I don't need to be. I'm not a fucking.
No, I get that.
I'm not a cheap guy. I just don't want to be ripped off.